Welcome. My name is ISK. You are watching the maiden edition of Welcome to Africa. This is a cookery program where we're going to take you through a step-by-step process of making tasty, healthy, quality African dishes. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Today we're going to do jollof rice, which is one of the simplest African dishes you're going to have, and it's really simple to do. I'm going to take you through a step-by-step way of making jollof rice, and we're going to do jollof rice, and we're going to add to jollof rice. What we're serving the jollof rice with will be stewed meat, stewed beef to go with the jollof rice. And for that you would need, first of all, you would need your rice, which I'm going to put just right here. You could use either long grain rice or you could use basmati. It depends on what you actually like. But this one I have today is long grain rice, as you can see. And also we're going to need, I'm bringing my vegetables over. We're going to need, for the jollof rice as well, you're going to need some red capsicums, red caps as a lot of people call it. You're going to need some tomato, some onions, and you're going to need some pepper if you actually like it. Things, pepper like Scotch bonnet. But I do like my food really, really spicy, so I tend to put a lot of pepper. But it depends on what you like. We need that, and also we need some vegetable oil. For this, I'm using sunflower oil, which I think is quite healthy. But you could use olive oil or whatever oil you desire. But please try and stick to the healthier options. We're going to need some tomato puree. We're going to need some curry powder. We're going to need some seasoning as well. It depends on the seasoning you want to use. Some people use vegetable seasoning, some people use fish. It depends on what you like, but you can be free. The thing about jollof rice is it's very easy to make, and you can actually adapt it to suit your purpose. So basically, these are what we're going to use in the first instance, and we're going to also need some salt and a bit of water. So if I just go through the ingredients again, you need your rice, your vegetables, the oil, some tomato puree, some seasoning, curry, and salt. On the table you can see what we've got is just about 6 or 7 items. So you could really do it really quickly, and it will take you about 30 minutes in the kitchen. So what I need to do first of all is cut up my vegetable that I need. For this I'm going to use 2 red caps, 1 onion, and a tin of plum tomatoes. So the next thing you need to do is blend your ingredients that you're going to use for your jollof rice. After you've chopped them up, like I've done here, I'm going to break them a bit more, because that way it's easier for you to blend it and you don't waste a lot of time with that. So I'm just breaking up the red caps. You just put it in the blender. That's the chopped tomatoes, as you can see here. Chopped tomatoes. I'm just going to put that in. Okay. Add my red caps in and every other thing in there. As you can see, in the one I'm using today, I've put some hot pepper because I like mine hot. You don't have to put this. It is actually optional. Do it the way you like. But just get the basic things in, which is the tomato, the onions, and the red caps. So I'm going to blend it, puree it to some smooth texture, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to close that in. Okay, you blend the ingredients until you're satisfied with the texture of it. If you want it smoother, you make it smooth. Now I'm just going to take the ingredients to the pot that's on the fire. Just on my cooker, ingredients in the pot that I'm going to use, and I'll talk you through what quantity you need depending on the number of people you're actually serving. But for me, I'm going to cook for 4 people today. So what I need to do is I need my ingredients and some boiled water. What I normally do is to use water that I've boiled down, because it saves time and it makes things quicker. You might want to put your water on the pot and allow it to cook, boil, and continue from there, depending on what you desire. So what I do is I just pour everything into the pot like that, and add some boiling water. I'm going to show you this so you can see the constituency of the mixture. If you look in, it's really quite light, because remember, I'm going to put my rice in it, and the rice needs some liquid to cook. So if you look at it, it is quite light. And you see the ingredients are not very smooth because I don't want it to be smooth. But if you wanted it to be smooth, you could blend it a bit more. So I'm going to add the remaining things like I showed you earlier that we're going to need to cook the jollof rice. So the other thing you need, the puree. Just add a bit of it. That would do. I'm taking my seasoning and the salt. Please be careful with salt. Just add just the amount you would need. Like I'm just going to use a little bit and a little bit more. That should do. And the seasoning, I'm using stock seasoning. The good thing about this meal is it could be vegetarian or you could make it as you want. If you wanted to make it for somebody who is not a vegetarian, you could add meats in it. And you can actually enhance it. You can enhance this food up or bring it down depending on what you want. So I've added that in. I'm just going to add some curry powder to the mixture. And like curry powder, you could use what you want. If you want it really spicy, you add a lot. But if you don't want it spicy, just a little bit will do. Now you stir the mixture until you get a very smooth consistency. Remember that I put puree tomato in it, and we need it all to be mixed together into one whole mixture. You don't want your puree on the one side and every other thing going the other way. So when you're happy with that, you taste it. I'm going to leave this here now. You taste it and be happy with the taste before you put it on the fire. I'm just going to taste it. Yeah, it's okay. So I'm just going to take my pot over and put my cooker on. Initially, you need the mixture to boil. So I'm going to put my cooker on the highest, which is 8 here. And cover it up and allow it to boil. So while it is boiling, I'll deal with the rice. If you're cooking for 4 people, you need about 800 grams of rice, which is about a packet of sugar. So the bowl I have here is just about 800 grams. And I'm going to take that rice over to wash it while I'm waiting for my mixture to boil. I'm aware that some people, they don't bother about washing their rice because it's already parboiled rice. Depends on you. And remember as well that if you're cooking basmati, there's a different way of washing your rice. Because with basmati, you would have soaked the rice in cold water for a while before cooking it so that it can come out separate, if that's what you want, unless you want it to be of a thick consistency. So I'm just going to rinse the rice out. Okay, and all I need is for my sauce to boil out. The reason why I want the sauce to boil out is so that the rice does not become soggy, because if I put it in now, it will cook all right, but the rice will be soggy, it will not be separate. And the jollof rice, the one I want you to know is the one that is separate. But if you wanted it to be like a thick pudding kind of thing, you can put it in before the sauce starts boiling. You can see now that the mixture is boiling very well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a bit of oil. You know, you have to be careful with your oil now, you know, keeping healthy. Don't take too much of it. For this, I'm going to put just 2 cooking spoons. 1 and 2. That should do. If you look in, you can see the oil just right on top of the mixture, which indicates that it's enough for the rice that we need. The mixture is now well steamed together. As you can see, it's got a very lovely color. So I'm just going to take the rice and add it on. Okay. What I want you to remember here is, like I said to you earlier, because we want the rice not to be a pudding,